Cool. Looks like we're good to go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy, Narik Chase. Now, I know I'm supposed to be putting out the It reviews, but I've been busy and I've been slacking off. And I've been resting because I've been working and I've worked all this freaking time. Doesn't matter. Right now, I wanted to go ahead and do another video, guys. This is going to be an interesting video that I decided to do. And this one, I'm going to be talking about the movie monsters of the 1980s. Now, I went back and actually looked back over the horror movies section and everything that I've seen of all these freaking horror movies of the 80s and everything, because I did do a 3 or 4 parter about the best and worst horror movies. I went back, looked at all the horror movies, kind of filtered out the ones with these monstrous type creatures, and I was like, I realized I haven't seen as many as I thought that I actually did. I still got a decent list, but I have not seen a good amount. Actually, it seems like I've seen like only 20, and it's like 200. So maybe I'll come back later on and I see some more movies of the 80s and measure out what the 80s monsters are. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the movie monsters of the 1980s. Now, this video is basically me just giving my thoughts, which ones I thought were absolute best, which ones I thought were absolute garbage, what they could have done better with them, would I like to see them remade or rebooted in today's time. Also, I did come up with a list of rules. So there are some horror figures that are going to be in here. There are some horror figures that are not going to be in here. A lot of people consider some of these characters to be movie monsters. I do not. Personally, for one, basically 5 rules, and maybe I'll switch it up as I go. But one, they cannot be human. Regular humans are exempt from this list, so that cuts out a good majority of these slasher films. 2, not a robot, because okay, there's this about that. There's this about that. I'm not sure. There are some that are robotish, but we'll see. Uh, Another one is, again, no slasher. So guess what? Chucky got taken out of that as well. Michael Myers' punk ass got taken out of it as well. And I know some people say he has some supernatural elements to it, but until I actually give a definitive answer of him being supernatural or not, to me he's just a regular guy. And no ghost. Until it said no ghost. So that takes out moves like the fog. But I did, to be more to classify, I did, it could be either nature, alien, demonic, or man-made. So there's a lot of interesting creatures that we can go ahead and talk about in this segment, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into that right now. First, I want to give it to, even though the first movie came out in the 70s, it did have a sequel, about 2 or 3 sequels in the 80s, is Jaws. Now, Jaws isn't really just one creature. It is actually a different creature, but basically Jaws is a giant shark. Now, we'll go back to Jaws the Revenge, in which this giant ass shark is going around killing people. Not that many in the movie. He only killed like maybe 4 people in the movie. But anyways, what makes him such an interesting and pretty cool monster is the fact that Jaws exists is like a horror themed element as when you think about it, because it's like, well, wait a minute, this creature, this big ass fucking shark, is like it's like real life type thing. That's what makes it such an interesting horror movie monster, because it is probably the most realistic in terms of practicality. A big ass fucking shark. I mean, we have really big sharks now, but you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if there's a shark that can like just sit there and damn near sink a boat? So that's one reason I wanted to throw Jaws on this list of creatures. I want to say Swamp Thing, but I don't want to say Swamp Thing is actually. I mean, it is a movie monster. Yes, it's based on the comics. Technically, it is somewhat of a movie monster, and at the same time, it's not really like a killer. So, tired. But I'm like, I'm on the fence about that. Like, Swamp Thing coming back, I don't know. Jaws, what do I rate Jaws as best or worst? I would say more of the better, because of the fact that it's more realistic. That one makes it so much scary. When you're out there in the open water, you're not going to really imagine the creatures from the abyss they're going to come get you or anything like that. You're not, you know what I'm saying? But you will think of a big ass shark out there in that damn water. So that's what makes it so scary. That's why I decided it's like, yeah, it's okay. Swamp Thing, I don't know. I might just take that off of that. I was gonna say Maurice and that big ugly creature from Little Monsters, but I don't like that movie. I mean, it's weird because when I was a kid, I liked the movie, but now I don't because I think it's shitty. I'm not gonna include the Monster Squad movie because it's a shitty movie. I went back and watched. I couldn't get through half of the freaking movie because it was just shitty and it was a stupid ass idea. No, it's not a stupid idea. It's not a stupid idea. It's got that 80s quality to it and it made it a stupid movie. So we're not gonna talk about that. I mean, I think Dracula's all right, but I don't like seeing such a powerful force be thrown into like this kiddie movie when all these Universal monsters are in this movie as well, and they just all just poorly utilized. Except Frankenstein. Frankenstein is probably the best one out of the entire cast of the Universal monsters, but the rest of them, no. Godzilla, of course, I had to put Godzilla on the list. But there's so many movies, and it's been a minute, so I'm not going to actually go into that. Now, let's get to the ones I actually do fucking remember. The Blob is hands down one of the best movie monsters of the 80s, and not only the damn 80s, of all freaking time. Why? Because The Blob is fucking original idea. Yes, this movie is a remake, but it's one of those remakes that's actually better than the original. The Blob is just a nasty ass, unstoppable, insatiable, just fucking force of nature. Yes, the creature was man-made, but when you watch this movie, this thing is unrelenting in its pursuit of its prey, which is basically everything that's living. But if there's any monster on this damn list that would be in like the top, like maybe 5, the Blob will be in probably the top 3 of those 5. Reason why I like this damn monster is like everything I just said. It's a really badass creature, and in fact, if it so wanted to, it would probably eat up the rest of these creatures in this damn list. But anyway, but that's why I like the Blob. Would I like to see a remake? Yes, I would. The only thing that would worry me about a remake is too much CGI. Yes, some of the effects back in the day were shitty, but the practical effects were fucking on point. And I would like to see them do a fantastic job with the practical effects, as well as the CGI too, when it comes to this creature too, in like a remake or something. But I think the Blob is actually one of the most significant creatures, and I don't think it's gotten enough, like spotlight. I want somebody to bring this back. I want them to do a fucking good job, and I want that. And the thing about it is, people are mostly going to be worried about is the special effects on this. So hoping they get it right with the use of practical and CGI. Hopefully not one or the other, because if we can do a good blob creature in the 80s with the practical effects, do the same thing here in 2019, almost going on to 2020. But anyways. Yes, the Blob is one of my favorite creatures. We have the Gremlins. The Gremlins, I like them. I think they're pretty cool. I don't like the fact that in the movie they're seen more as comedic rather than actual dangerous, because in the movies they're actually presented to be dangerous. But since it's this family movie, they're made to be more comedic. I would like to see them. I don't mind the comedy version of them, but these creatures are supposed to be taken seriously and a little bit more serious, you know what I'm saying? I would like to kind of see them go in a bit more of a serious direction with these creatures. Not, make them just full on demonically serious and the world's ending type shit. No, I'm just saying, like, I want to see them be a bit more serious, a bit more crafty with the things that they're doing. So I don't mind the Gremlins. I think they're pretty cool. The vampires from the Lost Boys, specifically David. In fact, I liked all the vampire guys. I think they were pretty cool. They were a really cool interpretation of vampires. I think they were pretty interesting. They hung upside down. They could fly, increase strength. They had the little 2 front fangs, the weird eyes, and the fucked up looking face when they transformed. So I didn't really mind them as vampires go. Now, on the flip side, let's talk about the Howling. Every fucking movie of the Howling series in the 80s, in fact, every Howling movie ever made is fucking garbage. There's literally no good Howling movie. And then the monster, the werewolves, I don't care what nobody say. The werewolves are fucking ridiculous. They're stupid. It's too much. They're over the damn top. Even was the one scene where the guy transformed in the house. And the woman was in the house, I believe. Yeah, she was in the house and the guy transformed, and then there were bubbling and shit. And look, I'm all for original ideas. I'm the one guy that was like, okay, I don't mind the vampires in Twilight sparkling because I've seen different fucking interpretation of vampires. Did y'all see Blade, the animated series? See how many fucking different types of vampires there are there? But I don't hear nobody bitching about that. But I hear them bitch about these creatures from Twilight. And the creatures from Twilight actually have a scientific, somewhat of a scientific explanation for the reason why they sparkle. But, let's go back to the Howling. The movie, the werewolves, all the werewolves in the fucking movie were just stupid. Even if the bitch at the end of the damn movie turns into this big ass teddy bear. Stupid. I don't like them. I hate them. The Howling fucking sucks. All the werewolves in that movie fucking suck. Ass. But going back, going back to the vampires. Of course, we have two vampires, and specifically in mind, which are possibly are really good vampires. Actually, some of my favorite vampires that are done exceptionally well. Jerry Dandridge from Fright Night, and I forgot his sister's name from Fright Night 2. The interesting thing about these vampires is they do transform, but it's I really want to say it's the personalities and acting and the writing for the characters that they are fucking awesome. That's what makes them like their personality is just really cool. But they do manage to do some pretty cool stuff in the movies as well. I like the fact that they have this weird transformation, which it's very inconsistent. I guess you could say it's very inconsistent because if you look at the Fright Night Part 2, the sister had the black dude that was gay as hell, which was fucked up. I'm like, okay, wow, we can't just have. Why couldn't that have been a chick? Why it had to be a damn dude that was okay? But then you had the goofy guy. I think he was a werewolf, but yeah, they never really gave an explanation why he's chilling with these vampires. But okay, I liked all those incarnations. That werewolf was leagues better than fucking every werewolf in all the damn Howling movies. I tell you that. Um, but yeah, so I thought those vampires were pretty cool too. I've seen they did a remake in 2011, I believe, of Fright Night, which I really enjoyed that one. And then they did a sequel to that one like 2 years later, I think 2013. And the movie was fucking stupid, but I did like the Jerry character, and I liked the girl, the love interest in it. Those were the two good things about that movie. Everything else was just fucking garbage. But would I like to see Fright Night be redone again? Me personally, I think Fright Night should be like a series. Maybe like a 6 or 7 episode series to get to know characters and flesh out the Jerry character instead of him just being this evil vampire character. I would like to see more more from that character because so far, really every incarnation of Jerry I really enjoyed. But okay, of course, let's go down the line of some of the classic ones. We have Jason, not counting the human version of Jason or the mom. I'm talking about like zombie, superpowered zombie Jason, which I believe that did come out in the 80s. In fact, it did. One of them did come out in the 80s. So Jason is actually pretty cool, and I would like to see him be brought back to the big screen, whether he's a zombie, superpowered zombie like Solomon Grundy, or him as a normal person. Which I did like the remake because he acted like a normal person who actually lived in the woods, so he laid traps and stuff, and he was really brutal. So I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that one. We got Pinhead. Pinhead is actually a really good concept. Every fucking movie that's been put out sucks. I don't care what nobody says. They all suck ass. Second one is kind of cool, but it's still a stupid movie. But Pinhead is a character I want to see somebody that actually gives a shit about good writing and good writing and about the character because I do want him to come back. every fucking movie that's been out, whether it's been high budget or low budget, all of them are pieces of shit. It literally makes no sense for how bad these movies are and how fucked up they treat this damn character. But I would like to see Pinhead make a return. Also, of course, Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is kind of in that line with Jason and Pinhead. They came out with some really cool movies. Maybe like the first movies are decent. And just the movies just all fuck up after a while. But yes, Freddy Krueger is probably one of my favorite because again, he has interesting abilities and I love his personality. I don't like the goofier aspects of it, but I can understand being this. Just I like the killer. Like he's very dangerous in his killer, but he has a bit of dark humor. I like that about his personality, and he's very diverse with his techniques. So that's what makes him really cool in my eyes. If you haven't seen the shoot, what you call it? Evil Dead. Evil Dead. I don't know why I want to say Dead Eye. I don't know. But it's probably a movie, but I haven't seen it. But anyways, you have Evil Dead, and there's the Deadites. Deadites are people that have been possessed by demons, and the Deadites they're really fucked up. They look like shit. But I think they're pretty cool too. I think they're pretty cool. Not like maybe not the most memorable, and since there isn't actually like one definitive one, I can't really say where they're like the, you know what I'm saying, they're on a list like that. But at the same time, I actually think that they're actually pretty cool. And then how fucked up would it be to get, possessed by a damn demon? You don't got nothing against that. At least with Jason, you can run from him. Freddy Krueger, you can not sleep. That ain't gonna work. But anyways, but being a deadite is just, and then of course they're assholes. So what they might do is possess somebody that you love, and then have that person try to kill you. So that the deadites are just big some assholes, and then they do all that crazy shit where they leaping through the air and just slipping, sticking to the wall, just crazy stuff. Um, I really enjoyed the Deadites in the remakes of the Evil Dead. Even Ash vs Evil Dead, I really enjoyed the Deadites. I think they're actually pretty cool. Um, going back to Freddy Krueger, I don't care what no one says. Jackie Earl Haley did a fucking awesome job as Freddy Krueger. He was 10 times more frightening. Yes, Robert England had a bit more personality, but I want to see a Freddy Krueger that wants to kick some ass. So, kiss my ass, y'all. But anyways, you have the Fly, but the thing about the Fly is I don't think that I can include him in this because he only turns to the Fly like in the last like 10 damn minutes of the movie. It isn't like all this stuff builds up and then halfway through the movie he turns into the Fly and then y'all trying to figure out how to kill his ass. No, it's like he turned into the Fly like 5-10 minutes later. But I really recognize that the movie isn't about the transformation of the Fly creature itself. It's about this guy who's transformed into the Fly and how he's a cool guy and you care about him, you care about this chick and all that. But at the same time, it's like don't call it the Fly because the Fly only shows up in like the last 10 minutes of the movie. That's kind of stupid. That's like saying Spider-Man 3, Venom, and then Venom shows up the last 10 minutes of the movie. Or Amazing Spider-Man 2, Green Goblin, and Green Goblin shows up in the last 10 minutes of the damn movie. Now, okay, that's just me. But I think I would like to see a remake, and I would like to see more of like, okay, this guy turned into a Fly. He's fucking people up. Okay, let's go do something about this. So, and if we're going to talk about the Deadites from the Evil Dead series of films that came out in the 80s, of course, we got to bring up zombies, including the zombies of Day of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead. I like the zombies from Night of the Living Dead because they were mindless, just fucking insatiable creatures that just went after people. Day of the Dead, they were the same damn thing, but I don't like the fact that they try to introduce that zombies could like learn. I'm like, okay, this dude's fucking dead as shit. How's his mental faculties? I mean, I could buy him being like animalistic to the point, okay, just eat people. Fine, I get that, but relearn shit. I'm like, it takes a human mind to develop in a certain way for them to learn stuff, but you got this dead ass guy whose mind. So I don't know about that, but the zombie aspect of them eating the shit out of people makes them good horror movie monsters. Not horror movie monsters, but makes them a good movie monster of the 80s. I'm on the. Let me see. Did Maniac Cop come out in the 80s? I want to say it did. Yeah, 1988. I like this movie. I thought Maniac Cop was pretty cool. I really I thought let me see yeah, whoever the guy is that thought of the whole Maniac Cop. Yes, the story's pretty stupid and don't make no fucking sense in the least. But I will say I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was that movie was surprisingly good, surprisingly good. And the cop ain't really bad. I mean, no, I'm not saying he's not bad because he's killing innocent people. I don't like that. I think he should just be killing everybody, but he's killing like innocent people. So, like, what was it? The one guy was robbing a lady or about to rape a lady. He turned around, and killed a lady, and let the guy. It's just weird. But anyways, the Maniac Cop creature I actually did like. So no problems there. Did the thing come out in '82? Hold on a minute. The thing. Hell yeah. The thing came out in '82. Guess what just got added to that list? And remember when I said the Blob was maybe the first three? The yeah, I forgot off the top of it. The thing on there too. The thing is fucking awesome, man. The thing got if it's again the top five. The thing is up there. If not forward, and I don't know. It's within the top five. It's this really nasty creature that shapeshifts and assimilates, or you can say assimilates and shapeshifts. So if I'm the thing and I go talk to somebody, I can infect them. They turn into the thing. I take and the thing takes their form, and then they go talk to somebody, infect them, assimilates them, takes their form, and it keeps doing that. Easily one of the most horrifying creatures because in the movie they managed to have this very high tension in the movie because people are getting assimilated and shapeshifted into, and you can't tell who the fuck is this damn creature. So that creature right there is freaking awesome as well. Another creature that I think is pretty awesome too, and it's a little silly on me, is Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. Why do I like Audrey 2? Because the thing can sing his ass off. And it's actually pretty cool seeing like a plant creature be like a bad guy. So I actually like that thing too. Would it make my top five? No, but you know, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I think Audrey 2 was actually a pretty good monster. Um, Cujo, this nasty ass rabies infected damn dog killing people and shit. Yes, I'm gonna put him on there. Is it like supernatural or something like that? Nah, I just got rabies and it's fucking people up left and right. So okay, I ain't got nothing against that. Also, if I'm gonna bring up one, I gotta bring up the other. Other. Okay. The Xenomorph was introduced in '79, and then a few years later we had Aliens. So we got to not only see more Xenomorph action, we got to see the Xenomorph Queen, the Alien Queen. Baddest bitch. Again, top five. She done made it up there somewhere. She's up there on that top five list. And if I'm going to bring up the Xenomorphs, we're going to talk about the Predators because guess what? I really enjoy Predator that dropped in '87. This predatory alien or extraterrestrial creature that is hunting people that it considered a sport, which is more warriors and soldiers and shit like that, people with guns and explosions and stuff like that. Yes, it hunts those people. And in the movie, it hunted a bunch of people, a bunch of soldiers or Marines or former Marines or Black Ops, wherever the hell they were. So Predator is actually pretty cool too. If it doesn't make my top five list, but I would definitely put it at 6. It's definitely up there. So the Predator is actually pretty cool. I really like that. The aliens, I definitely really like that. These creatures are just beasts. They're unrelenting. They're exceptionally dangerous. There's no mercy when it comes to these creatures. Everything and anything to them is either an enemy or fucking food, or something for like an incubator for their young, a host for their young. So they are absolutely, without a doubt, ruthless. Hell, one of these creatures is capable, has the potential to destroy a planet. Not destroy a planet, but destroy a species of that planet. So I guess destroy the planet. Anyways, Aliens definitely is a good movie. Y'all should go check it out. If you have not seen it, where the fuck have you been? Watch that movie. That movie is fucking awesome. But you'll see, Aliens is definitely up there as well. For those who don't know, there was a movie that came out called Chud. And in the movie, these stupid corporation dumped all these toxins and stuff in the sewers, and the people in the sewers, the homeless people in the sewers, got affected and mutated into these Chud creatures that begin eating people. And I actually think I like that. I actually think it's a pretty good movie, and that's definitely one of the movies like I would love to see like a remake to, and not even just a movie. I want them to make a television series, a 13 episode series. Yeah, about 10 to 13 episode series about this, because I think Chud definitely has a lot of room for not only improvement, but it could definitely come back, make a big ass comeback, and just appeal to a wider audience. I think the story's pretty cool, and I like the Chud creatures. They're all fucked up with these glowing eyes and these claws, and they eat people. So I want to see them make a return. And at first I didn't like this damn movie because I thought it was stupid, and I watched it again. And I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. These creatures are actually pretty interesting. I want to see like these subterranean creatures, fucking people up. Yes, there's another movie that came out a few years ago, The Tunnels or something like that. I need to finish watching it. And it's a similar premise where you have these people that live underground that's fucking people up and eating them and stuff like that. So I need to finish watching that movie. But anyways, continue on. We have the creatures from the movie Critters, the little hairball things with the big mouths, and then just they're like piranhas. I think they're pretty cool too. Um, I'm not a fan of the whole them turning to this big ass ball thing, or I'm not a fan of the big huge one that they had. But I don't mind like a bunch of these little things just running around, just jumping on people and eating the shit out of them. We're going to count monsters as well. We're going to say Jaws, the alligator creature from the alligator movies. It's a bit slow, but I wouldn't mind seeing a good remake of these movies. It's a pretty cool movie, Monster, as well. I had thought of, those nasty ass alien leech things from Night of the Creeps. And what they do is they're like shoot in your mouth and control your body, and then lay eggs in your shit, and then you fall over and your shit split open, and more of them, the eggs and hatch, and more of them. I think those are actually pretty cool too, and I'm surprised they hadn't made a sequel to that. And if we're going by ages again, of course, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I've already done a video where I want to see a fucking remake based off the design of the Pennywise from the It movies. I like they're really cool because come on, everybody's afraid of clowns, and these creatures have like they're alien clowns essentially, and so it's cool seeing that interpretation of clown stuff. Now the question is this: are they originally clown themed creatures that possibly came to Earth, and we used them, witnessed them, and used them as like a template for our clowns, or are those creatures using our clowns as templates to get closer to us during their invasion? So that's an interesting question. But that's it for now, guys. I've went over some of my favorite movie monsters of the 80s. Some I didn't like. Some I would like to see make a big return. Some I thought were really cool. Some I thought were fucking awesome. The Thing, the Xenomorph, the Predator, Killer Clowns, the Blob, the fucking Jerry Dangerous character, David and the Lost Boys, Audrey 2. I wanted to go into a bit more with some of them, but hey, I want to talk a little bit more about Godzilla, but I remember watching Godzilla movies in the 80s, but I don't remember the Godzilla movies in the 80s, so, I don't want to sit there and be like, but Maniac Cop is pretty cool too, as well as Jason and Freddy. But fuck Michael Myers, he's not counted, and fuck Pinhead because they just totally trash his shit. But I would like to see somebody who gives a shit to it. But Chud Monsters as well. But let me stop talking, okay? So guys, in the comment section below, let me know what are your thoughts about this list of movie monsters of the 80s. Let me know some that are your favorite. Let me know some that aren't your favorite. Let me know some you want them to make a remake or to bring back into the big screen. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification